This video may be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to try and explain it best I can without stuttering so much and stopping talking. So recently, you may know that I've been playing a lot of Ravenfield. I love Ravenfield. It's a really cool game, and I use a lot of mods. I don't like really playing the vanilla version because I think it's kind of boring, and I like the endless creativity that some mods have. Like, you would not believe some of the stuff I found. Like, someone has made Call of Duty Wonder weapons in it. Someone has made like these futuristic weapons that can lock onto your targets, and they can take them out from like any distance. Some people have made like these really cool vehicles. Some people have made really cool maps, and it's a mixed bag of mods. Like, you are going to find something very interesting in these. And one mod that I've been using recently is called the Chaos mod. And the Chaos mod is, well, it's something else, to say the least. It is an entirely different beast. So what this mod does is, every 15 seconds by default, a random effect will happen. And this can range from taking away your weapons to teleporting you to bots, to teleporting every single bot in the game to you, to making vehicles spin around randomly, to changing how vehicles behave, like they can decrease your turn torque, which basically means you can't turn as fast. And there's one called the Jake coin, and it's really weird. It spawns a coin on the map, and if you catch it, well, not catch it, but if you grab it, you will get 1,000 health. I don't know who Jake is. I don't know why this is a thing, but it's a thing, to say the least. And the mod is pretty fun, but unfortunately, I won't be able to make videos on it anymore. Now, for people new to Ravenfield, you may not know that this game is actually in early access, but it is. It's an early access build 26. And there's no like sign of any updates coming, but that's not the important thing right here. The important thing is you can actually play 2 previous versions of this game, and by opting into betas. You can play EA25, which is the last build before 26, and you can play a beta version of EA26, which is the current version that is playable now. Right now I'm playing the base version, which is EA26, and not the beta version of it. It's a little hard to explain, but EA stands for Early Access, and the number after it is what Early Access build it is. Now, this may not seem like it matters, but it actually does, because some mods are not capable of running on certain versions. Like, there's mods for EA25, there's mods for EA26, there are mods that work with both, and there's some that will only work with one of the builds. Again, it's kind of hard to explain, but like, super advanced mods can't run on EA25, or well, they might be able to, but they might also be a little buggy and glitchy, which you don't really want. And some mods that run on EA25, if you try to run them on EA26, they may be missing features, they may be very glitchy, because they weren't built for that specific build of the game, and not all mods are compatible with all versions, which is why you have to play different versions of the game to get the full experience of the mods that you play with. It's kind of annoying to have to change the version of the game you're playing, but it's a fairly easy thing to do. And so the problem is, with the Chaos mod, the version that you play it on will change how your experience goes. Depending on which version of the game you play as, your Chaos mod experience will go completely differently. If you pick EA25, everything will work pretty well. Well, the mod will work pretty well, though EA25 is generally less stable than EA26, so it's not really recommended to play that one too often, because it has more bugs, more glitches, more game-breaking things, which I'll talk about very soon. But the Chaos mod was made for EA25, so it works better on that version. However, because EA25 is less stable overall, well, that means you're going to get a less stable experience than if you played on EA26. Now, EA26 is fairly functional when it comes to the Chaos mod. There is one problem, however, and that is some effects lasting longer than they should. There is an effect that removes your weapons, and in EA26, your weapons stay removed forever until you die and respawn. But in EA25, if your weapons are returned to you once the effect timer runs out. Because, I don't know, I guess like a script broke or something. Like, I know nothing about Ravenfield modding, so I have no idea what I'm talking about, but you get what I mean. So an effect that is supposed to last only a limited amount of time ends up lasting pretty much until you die because of an outdated mod. Now, the Chaos mod is not planned to get any updates, as far as I know. It's not planned to be transferred over to EA26. So you're thinking that I could just play EA25, right? And I have been. I have been playing EA25. In fact, the last video I did on the Chaos mod was done in EA25. But there arise some problems when you use EA25, and 4 of these problems happened in my last session with the Chaos mod, which I will talk about right now. And trust me, these problems were very weird. When I started out playing on my last session, everything started out normal. Everything was working pretty well. Well, there were a few bugs here, but hey, what game doesn't have bugs in early access? Even Ravenfield, although as great of a game it is, it's not perfect. There are some bugs that do need to be fixed, even in EA26, because the game's developer has like all but disappeared. That's not the important thing, though. The important thing, though, is what happened when I tried to play with the mod in EA25 on my last session. So, everything started out normal, but I ran into 4 oddities that ultimately made me decide to stop playing the Chaos mod altogether because it is very friggin' weird. So, the first oddity that happened, and, well, I wish I could show you a picture. Like, I'll post a picture in a community post so you can see what I'm talking about. But the first oddity, a bot was killed, and their ragdoll turned into an eldritch monstrosity that I do not have the vocabulary to describe. Like, their body was ridiculously stretched out, and I have no idea how it happened. It just happened, and it happened actually quite a few times. The body it just completely freaked out. It was going everywhere. It was stretching in painful looking ways. So that was oddity 1, and that's creepy enough, right? Well, the oddities keep coming, because oddity 2 was the fragmented zone, which is what I'm calling it. Now, the fragmented zone is the name, I think, for a Roblox glitch that happens if your character gets thrown really, really far away from the map. Your character seems to like start melting and breaking up. It's really creepy, and you should look it up. It's pretty weird. Your character starts glitching out like absolutely crazy, and the only way to actually fix it is to reset your character and respawn. Well, that happened to me in the session that I just played. I was sent to the fragmented zone with another bot, and my body was completely glitching out. Like, it was freaky as all hell. There was no way to fix it. I just had to respawn. But that's not the end of the oddities. Trust me, they get worse. The next oddity I encountered, the third oddity, was probably one of the most damning of all, because all of a sudden, I was completely unable to move at normal speed. And I don't mean that I was suddenly walking the whole time. I meant I was completely unable to move unless a mutator was active that changed my character's speed. It was really friggin' weird. I have no idea how it happened, and it basically made the game almost unplayable. So, that's fun. I was only able to move under 2 conditions. Well, actually 3. First condition, my speed was set to the Sonic mob was activated, which makes you run super, super fast, and I think also makes you capture points fast as well. It's a pretty cool effect. I mean, it does exactly what it says on the name. It turns you into Sonic. And it's even better if you're Eagle, because you're blue. Sonic is blue. I don't know where I'm going with this. But that was the first way I could move. The second way I could move was if the Let's Take It Slower effect was enabled. And that effect does exactly what it sounds like. It slows you down a lot. It doesn't slow the entire game down. No, just you. It slows only you down. And it's pretty damn annoying because you can no longer move very fast. The third version, well, the third scenario where I could move was if I was in a vehicle. If I was in a vehicle, I was able to move perfectly fine. So, well, you know, I would do like the smart thing and call over a bot-commanded APC. So I got in that, and I was able to move perfectly fine. I was able to shoot. I was able to move. I was able to drive, which is important. I have no idea why I stopped being able to move, and why it only became able to move during those situations. But this all leads up to the final, oddity, and oh boy, was it a bad one. The final oddity I encountered was the one that forced me to stop playing the game altogether. Literally. So I was driving in the APC. I was driving to the carrier because this was on Archipelago. And, there's a carrier offshore that you can capture. It's where the eagles spawn. And, the Ravens had captured it. And it was the only point that they had left. So if we captured that, we pretty much won. I mean, we were already far ahead of them, so we were going to win regardless. But I decided to try and capture it. So I started driving over to it, because APCs can float in the water. In case you didn't know that. And everything is going pretty well until the ghost town effect gets triggered. And basically what that does is turns all the bots invisible and stops them from moving. So they've pretty much disappeared. But they're still there. It's kind of hard to explain. But you get what I mean. Like, they're invisible, they can't do anything anymore. It's pretty weird. It's pretty creepy as well, because all of a sudden, you're the only one on the battlefield. Well, the ghost town effect wore off when I was on my way to the carrier, and when it wore off, I got a notification that I had somehow killed 2 bots during the effect. I have no idea how I did it, because the bots are supposed to be like completely invisible during the effect, and I think they're also supposed to be invincible, so you're not able to kill them. But I was able to kill them, and that's when everything went horribly wrong. As I was driving to the carrier, the notification comes up, and then I get a third notification that I've killed another bot, but before I can see their name, the game freezes up, and it hard crashes, basically meaning it kicks me out of the entire game and sends me back to my desktop. I have no idea why this happened. I have no idea how it happened, and frankly, I don't want to know how it happened, because it was creepy as all hell. The last screenshot I took, which I'll post in a community post, was me driving to the aircraft carrier when I got the kill notification, and that is when the game completely froze up and pretty much died, meaning I was completely unable to do anything, and the game closed itself and forced the recording to stop. So, yeah. I don't know what happened there. It was very creepy. But for that reason, I won't be playing the Chaos mod again. Last thing I want to address is, you're probably thinking, oh, well, where's the footage? Where's the video you recorded of this final Chaos session? Well, I won't be able to show it to you because that old son of a bitch Shadowplay lagged out the audio about halfway through the video, so it was almost completely unwatchable. Meaning that I can't show you what happened. But I can't show you all the crazy stuff that happened, which really sucks, because there were some really cool moments in there. There were some really cool moments. But unfortunately, I can't show them to you because the game and the audio are out of sync. And no one wants to watch out of sync audio. I know I personally don't. So, what happened to the footage? Well, I'm just gonna delete it pretty much, but I will I will post 4 screenshots in a community post of the absolute clusterfuck of the absolute clusterfucks that the oddities caused during my playthrough. But unfortunately, I won't be recording any Chaos Mod gameplay ever again, because I don't want to use it on EA26 because it's not made for that build, and I don't want to use it on EA25 anymore because I don't want my game to break again. So for that reason, the Chaos Mod series is going to stop here. I was going to do it on pretty much every map that had vehicles, but after it broke horrendously, I changed my mind on that. And I'm sorry if you were looking forward to more Chaos Mod gameplay, but it's just not going to happen. And what is going to happen, though, is more Ravenfield content in general. I have quite a few ideas that I want to do, like quite a few mods that I want to show off, cool stuff all around. So anyway, that's going to finish up this video. Thank you for watching, hope you understand the situation, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.